Welcome to What's Happening. I'm your host, PAULA, HERSEY, and we're thinking spring. Spring on Cape Cod is just a few weeks away, and every year there's a major event that really denotes that spring has sprung. The Hyannis Rotary Home and Garden and now Lifestyle Show. With me today are several folks from the Hyannis Rotary. I have Pat Lintel with a brand new 5K component for the Rotary this year. I have Brad Fields, who's the president, and I have JITKA BOROWICK, who is the chair of the Hyannis Rotary Show. Brad, we're going to start with you. The Hyannis Rotary, been around here on the Cape for a while, right?
Oh, Paula, thank you for having us here today. We're very pleased to have the Hyannis Rotary with you today. Yeah. We've been 92 years in Hyannis, a long time and a lot of history in town. We've done a lot for the town, and the town has done a lot with us. We have a lot of our key members in the town, business people, and more in the recent years, but people who are not necessarily business related, but have an interest in serving the community. Sure. Over this time, we have generated more than $3 million of contributions to the Hyannis community.
Wow. Big
bucks.
Sure.
A lot of hard work. All of the labor for these is volunteer labor. We do have a few expenses in some of the things like the home show, but most of it is labor and donations from local businesses.
So the Hyannis Rotary, the home show is actually probably your signature fundraising event?
Well, it is, and it's almost as old as we are. I've heard stories back before I was, I was quite young, we'll say. Back in those days, they actually owned wooden stockade fences, and they had to store them and erect them every single year.
Oh my goodness.
A little more convenient today with the tubes and the curtains.
Right, and it's held at Barnstable High School, so it's inside.
Exactly.
Which is great. So we have an amazing array of folks here. There's lots to discuss about the home show. I'm going to start with you, JITKA. Your first year chairing, and we all know what that means when you chair the Hyannis Rotary Home Show and Garden, and there's some things that happen when you chair, right?
Absolutely, a lot of happening.
A lot happening. So tell us a little bit about how this show's differing a little bit from years past.
Absolutely. When I was asked if I will be interested in running the home show, I thought it was a great opportunity because thinking about how much money we get from the home show and how much money we are able to give back, it's really an honor to be able to run the home show for the Rotary Club of Hyannis. And I was thinking this is the 59th year, and so it has been on the Cape for a long time, and I thought, how can we make it a little bit different and maybe expand it a little bit more? Because the more we expand it, the more money we can make and give back. So I thought it would be a great idea to include lifestyle that will bring other folks to the home show that not necessarily are thinking about improving their home, but people who want to do something on the Cape and who want to be active, who want to maybe run the 5K, and at the same time, when they come, they can check out the amazing exhibitors that we have at the home show.
That's great. Now, you mentioned the 5K. This is a brand new component as well as the lifestyle. Pat, you do this for a living. You set up these amazing races. I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into it. Tell us a little bit about the 5K for the Rotary.
Well, the 5K is going to start at the high school and end at the high school. And it runs down through the neighborhoods of Hyannis down to Craigville Beach.
Ooh, fun run.
And then back to the school. There will be prizes because it's the day after St. Patty's Day. There will be a prize for the best female and the best male costumed for St. Patrick's Day. There will also be prizes for the team that has 50 or more runners in the event. There will be a donation to the nonprofit of their choice, and the same thing for a team with 30 or more, and the same thing with a 10 or more. And one of the parts of the show, of the run that JITKA just put together, is the Cape Cod Academy is going to be the lead sponsor of the run, and they are bringing their high school team to run in the event. and we are going to be sending out a challenge to all the other high schools on the Cape to, you know, see which high school can have the most runners. And we'll be coming up with a prize for the team with the 5 fastest runners and also the largest runners, and that'll be announced in the next week or so.
Well, that's really cool. So there's all sorts of different challenges, you know, with the high schools. There are prizes for, I love the costume prizes for St. Patty's Day. I think you're going to get some funny ones on that one. So the logistics of a 5K runs, if somebody's never run a 5K before, I think it's enough time before the race. How do you get started to run a 5K?
You can be a runner and just go out there and do it, or
Yeah.
you can start training. And if you start training for it, you know, you have a month from now to get in shape. You start out by walking a short distance and running a short distance and alternating it, and build yourself up from, you know, running a few hundred yards to running 3 miles. And you don't have to run the whole 5K. You can walk it also.
You can walk it also.
Yeah.
See, I can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. Anybody can come.
do that, right? Well, maybe I'll walk. I know we have a couple of runners from the media center that are probably going to participate.
We also have youth runs as part of it. We have a 100-yard dash for youth that are 6 and under, and we have a half-mile run for kids that are 7 to 12-year-olds.
Oh, that's great. I love how the Rotary always includes families. It's such a build when you think about, you know, all the good works that you do. Most of those good works come back to families, don't they?
They do.
So, you know, building a 5K into the event itself is such a great family thing. There's lots of family things happening at the Rotary this year. So you could talk a little bit about, we were discussing before the show, you've got Cape Cod Child Development who's created this like kid zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of the lifestyle component, we expanded and we are going to have also the cafeteria, which is new this year. So in the cafeteria, we will have registrations for the 5K. We will have Cape Cod Child Development with activities for kids. And we also have some exciting things like Sarah Swain and the O-Boys playing on Saturday and Sunday. And of course, more food.
And more food, right? you need food because, you know,
Absolutely.
walking through those exhibits. And let's talk about, you know, the vendors. This is what makes the show, right? This is where a lot of the money for your Good Works Fund comes from, is the vendors sign up for a booth. Tell us a little bit of how vendors can get involved.
Do you want to speak?
Well, first, I'm especially excited by the new lifestyle edition this year because it's going to bring so many more of the people in our community to the home show. We've always had good return and a lot of good people coming to the show, but now this year we're going to have many more, which for our vendors is going to be a major improvement because there'll be more people stopping at their booths.
Right.
Which is very important to us, but also that it brings more people in the community together. And that's part of Rotary's function, is to get the community to be participative. And certainly our Rotarians, 100% of our Rotarians participate in the operation of this show every year.
Wow. So there's a lot going on. How does a vendor get involved?
Go to our website. You can just go onto the website and you find in the upper left-hand corner at rotary.org,
Okay.
you'll find the home show mentioned. Click on it and you'll see so many different options. A vendor can go right in there and see all of the prices for the booths.
Okay.
Certainly we're looking for some financial input from the vendors,
Right.
because that's the money that we give away every year. Over $100,000 in recent years is what we target to give away to the community. Local community. Rotary does things on an international basis. That's other money.
Sure. Okay.
But you can sign up there. You can find out the details. You can look at a map and see what it looks like. You can see how many booths are still available, and they are going fast.
Okay. So that's hyannisrotary.org. your deadline to get into the program book and get your booth is, you know, imminent. It's next week.
Absolutely. It's next week because we are also printing the program books, which we are doing 2,500 this year. So every attendee gets a program book. So it's another way to advertise the businesses participating in the home show.
Right. And as a marketing professional in a earlier life, participating in something like the Hyannis home show, once you're in that book, people hold on to that. That's not a one-day book. That's in your home for at least 6 months to a year, because that's the planning and timing for home improvement and garden improvement, and even some lifestyle things. I mean, I don't decide to run a 5K on a whim, right? I have to lead up to that.
That's correct.
Right. So, you know, not only do they get to meet all the folks in their community through their booth, but they also get the ad in the book as well.
Absolutely. And we work with a professional designer, Alison Karen Designs, who is putting the book together. So every year we are improving the book. So it's a really good quality, and people keep it for a longer time.
That's great. What else do you want to talk about with the home show? There's a lot of people in the community that support you business-wise. Maybe they don't do a booth, but you have a lot of sponsors, don't you?
We do. We have different options, and even more now with the lifestyle. So if you don't want to have a booth, for maybe some businesses it's too much staffing over the weekend, they can be a 5K sponsor, they can have a logo on a shirt. They also could buy a double track ad, which we call double track ad for the Cape Cod Times. It's a whole insert that we do. This year we are gonna have it Sunday before the home show, and Saturday of the home show. So that's another way to advertise your business and help the Rotary Club of Hyannis at the same time. Oh. And also, if you don't want to have a booth, you can still have an ad in the program book. Right. So there are a lot of ways to get involved.
And you do have some major sponsors that really help you put this on. Let's talk about them, because you know they seem to step up to the plate for lots of things in the community.
Absolutely. We are very happy to have our major landscaping sponsor again, Clipper Landscaping. They were our sponsor last year, and they're with us again this year. But we also have a premier sponsor, which we are very excited about, and Eastern Bank is our premier sponsor. So they want to show the involvement in the community and really support our home show, which is great.
That's great. I love how the community comes together for this show every year. We were talking this morning with one of our member producers, Sonny of Floral Design, and he says, "Oh, please make it look like spring on your set." And he left his floral designs after his show today. So you know, you think about all the things that happen here on Cape Cod. Most of it is because we come together as a community. So with the 5K, we've included lifestyle. We, you know, go ahead, walk, run, how to, you know, do whatever you want to do to support the Hyannis Rotary, right? So tell us what you hope to do at the end of this show. So it's all said and done, and you've got the show is completed. What's your hope and dream for this show this year?
My goal when I started planning the Home Garden and Lifestyle Show was to have over 3,000 people coming over the weekend, have at least 150 runners for our 5K, and raise net $100,000.
Wow.
And have everybody happy and have fun.
Exactly. And the show is March 18th and 19th. It's 2 days. Over 2 days, 10 to 5, so there's no excuse. You have something to do on Saturday. Saturday is the only day for the 5K?
That's correct.
Correct. So if you're out there Sunday, you're going to run by yourself.
That's correct.
Okay.
You can still run the same course.
You can still run the same course. You need to, if you want to be a vendor with a booth, you've got to do that in the next week or so. It's really important that we get that book put to bed, right?
Absolutely.
So March 18th and 19th. You know, it's literally days before spring, so what a perfect time. Sarah Swain and the O-Boys, not child care, but things for kids to do, an expanded food area, tons of booths of home and garden lifestyle. What did we miss?
Well, I want to add that the Rotary Club is the mother organization, but we also have an Interact Club, which Rotary International supports, and that's the high school age Rotarians. Yeah. And we have a Rotaract Club, which is a college age. And both of those groups will be strong participants in the club also. And you mentioned the beautiful spring flowers. This is an opportunity because those groups are actually selling some flowers, and you can come and pick some up and plant them. 2 years ago, they had to plant them in the snow, but maybe we'll
Right.
be more lucky this year.
Are those the pansies?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I always buy them. You know, I don't know if I can always plant them, but I do always buy them because they always just make you think spring, don't they?
They do.
So, thank you so very much for being on the show today. And we'll see you on March 18th and 19th at the Barnstable High School right in Hyannis. And good luck with the show this year.
Thank you
Paula.
for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Paula.
Thank you.
I'm Paula HERSEY. Think spring. This is what's happening.